present here.
Distinguished guests, colleagues, and peace builders joining us from around the world, good morning and good afternoon and good evening. It is my honor to welcome you to the inaugural episode of the webinar series. And our today's series episode is titled Envisioning a Myanmar Peace Treaty negotiated with Smartsettle, organized by the Conflict and Resilience Research Institute Canada, in short, CRRIC. Before I introduce our presenter and our guests in the studio, let me do the treaty recognition. The University of the Conflict and Resilience Research Institute is located on original lands of Anishinaabe, Cree, Ojibwe, Dakota, and Dene people, and national homeland of the Red River Métis. We respect the treaties that were made on these territories. We acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past, and we dedicate ourselves to move forward in partnership with indigenous communities in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. The webinar marks the beginning of an important journey under the umbrella of the project titled Charting a Lasting Peace in Myanmar, Ending Decades-Long Armed Conflict, a timely initiative funded by Global Affairs Canada through its Indo-Pacific strategy and launched on March 17, 2025. The project's overarching goal is to explore and establish alternative, inclusive, and sustainable approach to peace building in Myanmar, approaches that are rooted in dialogue, grounded in local context, and attuned to the structural complexities of long-term armed conflict. The audience, before I welcome our guest and introduce him to the rest of the audience, I'd like to express our sadness and sympathy for the lives lost in the recent earthquake in Myanmar and Thailand. And we already know death toll exceeded 3,000. And this is a little coincidental because those who research in conflict and conflict resolution, especially in the Southeast Asia, we possibly can remember that before the Aceh Peace Treaty started, or the peace process started, there was also a huge natural calamity in terms of tsunami that took place in the eastern part of the archipelago. And many literature do point out that this natural disaster actually or possibly opened a window for the national government of Indonesia and the rebel group to consider peace for sustainable peace for the longer time. So I'm not sure if that is a coincidence in Myanmar, but that reminded me that these natural calamities sometimes unite people rather than divide. The audience also, I think it is possibly pertinent today to talk about a little bit about BIMSTEC, an acronym for the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation. It's a regional organization that brings together 7 countries from South and Southeast Asia. It was officially formed on June 6, 1997, with the signing of the Bangkok Declaration. It was created to foster cooperation in various economic and technical fields among nations bordering the Bay of Bengal. By enhancing collaboration across sectors like trade, connectivity, technology, and security, BIMSTEC plays a crucial role in strengthening regional integration and promoting sustainable development among its member countries. This BIMSTEC is also relevant and important for another reason. The chief advisor of Bangladesh, Dr. Muhammad Yunus, was in attendance, and there he met with the Myanmar representative. And a declaration came that Myanmar technically verifies 180,000 Rohingyas ready to be repatriated. As you know, in the past, Bangladesh government submitted more than 800,000 Rohingyas list for verification, which was the first step that Myanmar government said that they would like to do first before they allow repatriation. So this is the first time an official declaration came from Myanmar military government that they have verified 180,000. However, the question remains, what would be the modus operandi for the repatriation, and also what it actually means uh, in terms of having the return of Rohingyas in dignity, safety, and in proper conditions. So, with this little bit of introduction, let me talk about our today's plan. We have invited Dr. Ernest Tyson today to talk about his software, e-negotiation software, Smartsettle, and also we have special guest today, Mr. Greg Hansen, joining from Thailand. So we are deeply, thankful for both of them to come in. Dr. Ernest is our core team member as well, and it is his brainchild that using this software and in negotiation platform would enable us to understand the dynamics and the various aspects of negotiation that might bring sustainable peace in Myanmar. And our special guest, Mr. Greg Hansen, is here also today to share his ideas, and we are absolutely delighted to have him with us. And I will expect that after Dr. Ernest finishes his presentation, then Greg will join in the discussion. And we also have our advisor, David Newman, with us this evening. So it will make, I think, quite an interesting discussion down the road. So without further ado, let me welcome Dr. Ernest Tyson from Smartsettle to share his presentation. And once he finishes, we'll invite Greg and David to discuss many aspects of the software itself and the peace in Myanmar. Thank you so much. Dr. Ernest, floor is yours. You can go ahead.
It looks like Felix is on the call too.
Oh, I see. Yes, you're right. Felix Haas is one of our core team members of our project, and he joins from Myanmar. Thank you, Felix, very much for joining. I hope all is well with you, Felix.
Yeah, thanks so much, Koza. It's a devastating situation, but Yangon has been largely spared. So most of the issues are really upcountry in the north, Mandalay and Sagaing region.
Thank you so much. It's we are relieved to notice that you are safe, and that is an excellent news. So the audience, we also have Felix with us, and we all will join in Q&A session after Dr. Ernest finishes his presentation. Dr. Ernest, please go ahead. Thank you. Ernest, your microphone is muted.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Dr. Ahmed. It's a pleasure to be with you here today, and I feel welcomed, so that's great, and it's great to see all of you here today as well. My intention today is to give you a crash course in how Smartsettle works from beginning to end, applying it to a hypothetical Myanmar Marshall Plan. So let's, so what we're going to show you in the next hour is something that would normally take like months or seasons. You know, who knows how long it would take, but we think it would take shorter than otherwise, which is, like forever already. So I've got a PowerPoint here at which I'm going to shift back and forth between the PowerPoint and the actual Smartsettle platform. I should say that I'm assuming that the audience has already oriented themselves and comes here with knowledge about, what the Myanmar conflict is about. So we're not going to talk a lot about what the conflict is about. And as well, I'm assuming that you will have watched one of the other videos that show how the Smartsettle process works. So if you're watching a recorded version of this right now and you haven't seen the Gaza Marshall Plan video, I would say you should stop right now and look for it and watch that Gaza Marshall Plan video first, and then come back here. Otherwise, you know, this might just go too fast for you. So now I'm going to share my screen. Okay. There we go. So you should be seeing this screen over here, and I'm going to start. Okay, so it should say on your screen, envisioning a Myanmar peace treaty negotiated with Smartsettle. Okay, it's probably still loading here. I'm just trying to bring on the next, let's see, application's not responding. Okay, I think it'll be okay now. It's just taking a while to load. Whoops. That didn't work. Well, we'll try it again. Oh. Okay. Sorry about that. I guess we'll have to edit this for later. I'm just going to stop my sharing for a moment and try again.
Not a problem. So, Ernest, when you while you set up, let me continue the discussion on Myanmar and peace treaty. The audience, Dr. Ernest is setting up his presentation, and in the meantime, I just wanted to highlight a couple of points with regards to BIMSTEC and its significance in that region. I mean, from the West, we are possibly least aware of the BIMSTEC, the regional organization, which is an umbrella organization, of course, with 7 South and Southeast Asian nations. And you might try to see that why these 7 nations got together and started economic and socio-political collaboration, because at the same time you have ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, also parallelly working there in the region, and there are a couple of countries are equally member of ASEAN and BIMSTEC. But one important part of BIMSTEC is it is about South Asia too, whereas ASEAN is Southeast Asian nations. And India, being the major regional power, is the member of BIMSTEC. And at this point in time, the importance of Myanmar joining BIMSTEC and participating and announcing that they are actively considering repatriation of Rohingyas, at least the number that they mentioned, Although, as I said in the introduction, that we don't know about the modalities of the repatriation of Rohingyas, because it entails resettlement and a number of infrastructural matters that are important. And this is why possibly you might find our webinar and our project interesting, because through this negotiation software, Smartsettle, we are going to possibly have a clear idea how much we are talking about in terms of reparations and creating infrastructure to host a huge number of people. Ernest, is it okay?
Well, we're still trying here. I've got the screen up here, and let's see if I can move it forward now.
Okay, yeah, you may try.
But
or you can send it to me. I can.
Well, totally cooperating here, but
do you want to send it to me?
Yeah. Let me see. I can maybe we'll try something different, and I will go and find it online instead.
Sorry, folks. Dr. Ernest is again trying to put up his presentation. As I was discussing, let me continue talking about the importance and significance of BIMSTEC declaration pertaining to Rohingya repatriation. As I was alluding to, that repatriation entails many things. For example, over it's nearly 8 years now, Rohingyas are out of their villages, homes, and to the best of our knowledge, I think over 90% of their homes have been destroyed. And using the scorched earth policy, Myanmar military actually destroyed and leveled everything that they had. So first thing is their housing, the infrastructure of their employment, and the dignified living conditions, health condition, support. So these are the things that would be important to have it in place first, and then start receiving Rohingyas in that area. But one more angle that I would like to draw to your attention, the audience today, is that why you might be wondering that Myanmar military suddenly, I mean, it's kind of sudden in a sense that we have never realized even a couple of weeks before that Myanmar military might be willing to accept Rohingyas at this stage of the conflict. But experts in this conflict, they are thinking about one of the motivations for Myanmar military to announce repatriation is tied to two aspects. One is to put pressure on Arakan army, which is actually the de facto controller of the Rakhine state, i.e. Arakan state. So they are controlling majority of the state, and Myanmar army has already lost ground and virtually control of that state. So possibly with this announcement, Myanmar army is signaling to the international community that they are sincere in terms of Rohingya repatriation, and they might really want them back, which is again creating a pressure on Arakan army, because Arakan army, being an ethnic armed organization, they are not recognized by any international community and states, and we don't get to know what Arakan army actually is thinking about it. So this is one aspect that Myanmar army might have in their mind, in its mind. And second thing is that with regards to repatriation, the UN Secretary General just had his visit in Bangladesh camp, and the chief advisor of Bangladesh, Dr. Yunus, and his team, they played a key role, accompanying him in the area and showed him the situation in the camp. So I think his visit has some impact with regards to creating an international pressure about Rohingyas repatriation in the area sooner than later. Nonetheless, Nations can only create pressure, as a collective platform, and also we know that World Food Program rescinded their initial plan of reducing the daily allotment of food from 12. Initially they said they are going to reduce it to $6, then 12.6, but they rescinded since this instruction, and it is back to $12.6 per hour. So I think these two aspects are also important when we listen to the BIMSTEC declaration by Myanmar military. So I think it is worth to watch and hope that something is going to be working out with regards to repatriation. Even a token repatriation might instill that trust amongst Rohingyas and regional players, including Bangladesh and many host countries. Many of the host countries, including Bangladesh, where Rohingyas are currently living. And I think on a final note, when Ernest is getting ready, I think it's going to work now, hopefully. So one last thing about repatriation and stakeholders. India is definitely a major player in this whole situation with regards to conflict resolution, along with China. So Chinese interest, China has already joined with other stakeholders. Last time we know in Thailand in last December 2024. And now India becoming one of the major stakeholders. We have heard from them during the BIMSTEC meeting as well. So let's hope if something goes well. And I think it is high time that our project and the software that Ernest has developed is going to possibly create a significant difference in terms of understanding reparations and resettlement. Thank you, Ernest. Are you good to go?
Okay. So should we try it again? Can you, does it say, can you see the front screen of my
Yes.
PowerPoint now?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Okay. So you read that. Here's the title. It's a simulation prepared for CRRIC. And let's see, it's just very slow. I've got it running off the internet now. But anyways, we're, instead of waging war, we want to be waging peace. And our motto is conflict resolution is in a more peaceful, collaborative, and intelligent way. And collaboration is the key. And we're trying to promote that with a collaboration system called Smartsettle Infinity. So we're showing you a simplification of our imagined negotiation online with and face-to-face. It's a combination, and we're showing you a simplification right now, and we've reduced the stakeholders to 6. And so these are the 6 stakeholders here. And there would be other stakeholders, like China might be their own party, and we would break the ethnic armed organizations into more than one. But for the purpose of the simulation, we're going to assume there's just these 6 for now. And prior to getting to this point, imagine that the parties have met together,
Ernest, we lost your voice. Can you check? Yeah. You are muted now, Ernest. Ernest, we can see your slide, but your mic is muted. Unmute the mic kindly. Okay, we are having a bit of technical issue, and Ernest is going to work hard in terms of fixing it. And
Kauser, I suggest we go back to the beginning too. I don't think anyone had a chance to see the 6 stakeholders. So,
I see. Okay.
yeah.
So I don't know how I got into mute, but now you should be able to hear me now. And,
Yes.
Actually, I'm going to go back to the screen over here. And welcome, Maria.
And Ernest, make sure you get back to the 6 stakeholders. We're seeing a forest at the moment.
You're seeing a forest.
Yeah.
Is this where you want to be?
Okay, let us read that first.
Okay. Right. So I was saying that we've simplified. There are many stakeholders, and we've simplified them to 6. And on my screen, okay, now you should be able to see those 6 stakeholder groups right now. And in reality, there would be perhaps many more stakeholders that we would model, including the environment and any interest that should be there from now until the future to make a good future for everybody there. Like China would be their own stakeholder, and the ethnic organizations may be divided up into several. So now we're going to continue on here, and imagine that the stakeholders have met together and they've created a single negotiating framework. It's like the final agreement, except that there are blanks for the issues to be negotiated. And the objective of this part of the process is to document common ground, basically, and it's a relation, and that's an issue to be negotiated. And so are contributing towards that objective of building that single negotiating framework, and there are wise mediators plus AI that are helping them do that. And so I have shared with you a simplified form of that single negotiating framework. And so we're not going to show it here, but if you're just joining, then make sure that you find that in the materials of the links that we're going to give you otherwise. So here is the next phase where the parties are communicating through the Smartsettle Infinity neutral site. And they may continue to go back and create new versions of that single negotiating framework, but they're also now exchanging proposals because that single negotiating framework has been modeled within Smartsettle Infinity, and they can easily exchange complete proposals. They can compare one proposal with another, and the system itself, knowing how the parties become satisfied, can generate suggestions that are interesting for everyone. And the end of that process, we come to a peace treaty. So now I'm going to show.
I think we lost Ernest. And the audience, we apologize for this technical issue that we are facing. And we are hoping we'll be getting back shortly. In the meantime, the audience, let me welcome Maria Cristina, who joined a little later. And Maria, why don't you introduce yourself to the audience when we wait Ernest to get back to us with his presentation. Maria, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi, everybody. I'm really sorry for logging in a little bit late, but I was trying since 7 o'clock and it was very difficult. I don't know. There are some technical issues. But just to be clear for future scenarios, does someone else had the same problem as me? Or what do you think could happen in this occasion?
I think, Maria, a wrong web link was sent to you. And when I came to know, I quickly sent you another link, which is the correct one. I think that was the initial problem. Maria, can you hear me? Oh, I think we also having some difficulty connecting Maria. Maria, can you hear us? The audience, we must apologize for this technical glitch, and we'll wait another 1 or 2 minutes, and then we'll possibly have to adjourn the session today, and we'll reconvene, and we'll let you know when we are going to reorganize this session again. But in the meantime, let's hope for the best if Dr. Ernest can rejoin us with the presentation. In the meantime, let me continue, just say a few words about Smartsettle. So what you were about to watch was the single frame network negotiation, which Dr. Ernest has prepared, and we have provided him with data about the stakeholders and other relevant data for preparing the interface. And we are going to possibly create some interface before we get into original testing of the simulation down the road. And just for your information, the audience, on September 26th, we are going to arrange in-person seminar in University of Manitoba, where we are going to test the simulation software from Dr. Ernest's team in person, and we'll check how we are going to actually work it out in real time. And we'll be possibly having a clear picture about the provision of data and the solution that would be generated using that framework. So we'll wait and see how it turns out in September. David, do you have anything to add before we close, and possibly we have to try some other day?
Yeah, I just spoke to Ernest, and it seems to me that there's problems with the StreamYards, and probably Zoom might be the better way for this to go forward. So most unfortunate, but you better reschedule this.
Absolutely. Maria, so are you okay? You go ahead. You had been introducing yourself. Do you want to complete introduction? No. Okay. Greg, thank you very much for being with us. Quite unfortunate, but I just wanted to let the audience know about your huge background. Would you mind to speak a few words and introduce yourself and your work for our audience? Oh, a microphone. Yeah.
Very good. Technical difficulties. Yeah. My name is Greg Hansen. I've been working in Asia since the early 90s, mostly on financial matters in corporate finance in Hong Kong. And 12 years ago, I joined a group that's focused on understanding the social and economic systems of conflict, mostly related to Myanmar. We've done a lot of work in Myanmar and have a deep background and a strong database of all the actors in the peace process historically, and very closely monitoring the economic processes as well. So I look forward to learning more about the vision, and I really commend you. And Kauser, thanks for staying calm today during a difficult time. So not to worry. I would just say one thing also about, well, I share your enthusiasm about repatriation of any Rohingya that wanted to be repatriated. The history of the military is making promises and not delivering. And I emphasize that this week during the earthquake and BIMSTEC, the commander-in-chief took the opportunity to come to Bangkok and shake hands with everybody. But at the same time, he asked for the Myanmar military to have a ceasefire, which he's in charge of. And they immediately had 50 airstrikes, killing over 50 people on the same day. So they're completely unreliable as negotiating partners. So that's we have our work cut out for us if we want to have them as a stakeholder, and they must be a stakeholder. So there's a lot to get through. Thanks, and keep the effort.
No, absolutely, Greg. I absolutely agree with you. But what is true that 20 days ceasefire was announced, and immediately after that, we have come to know about the airstrike. So you are absolutely right that stakeholders must be stakeholder in terms of trust, at least joining the process. Nonetheless, we are just trying to be hopeful about the situation and see whether Myanmar army really can become an actual stakeholder in the future. Thank you, Greg, for being with us, and we'll reconnect again soon. And dear audience, we'd like to end the session today. Unfortunately, we couldn't continue because of the technical problems that we encountered, and we'll let you know the next episode and how we are going to air it in the near future. Stay well and stay fine. Take care.